And greetings. Welcome back. Hope everyone enjoyed the season. It was quite short and disappointing at some places, but to be fair, well done to 1K. Congrats to Goldfish and T Prosecutor, especially, and to the rest of the top 10. Well done, guys. So, this gonna be a quick review of uh, my results, my stats, which were quite disappointing, especially with the really strong start on a blast, then some points, some decent comeback, and then I kind of fell off for 4 events. Then I tried to catch up again, and with Lisa Masters bringing me 0 points, and also Blast kind of screwing me up. Like at the end of the year, when you have one, two, basically what, three, four events out of how many? Out of what, 18 with like completely no points. Well, it's kind of impossible to get anywhere near top 10. But I managed to crawl in top 500. So uh, if we consider that we have 37,000 participants, which probably we have to divide in half, maybe even more, to actually see the real amount of players that actually participating, then like top 1,000, not that bad, but it is what it is. So with that said, with fantasy out of our way, we have one more thing to do before the new year hits, and it's top 20 prediction, which also comes with prizes. Yes, it's not our regular fantasy, true, but it also includes some sort of prediction. So especially with the prize like Medusa and Law, might be worth it. So I'll try to give my explanation on how I'm gonna be picking my top 20. So the first and most important is probably it's gonna be the rating. So we can go and check like top 50 rating against top 50, which obviously gonna be kind of uh, influenced by the teams playing against like tier 2, tier 3, like way too much. So in my opinion, it's irrelevant. Top 30 is probably the most accurate at the moment because this includes like the major performances and like the qualifications for those tournaments, and like including the tournaments like also Blast and some other tournaments that actually have like more than like top 10 teams close circle, because like if we're gonna go to like top 20, we're not even gonna see players from Cloud9, which is kind of very weird. And the reason for that is that top 20 rating is basically the close circle teams that play in like in blast events, and basically that's it, right? Because like they play all the time against each other, so they have like the best ratings. And then we're gonna see like plays like Nitro over here, and we're not gonna see plays like Electronic. Oh no, sorry, not Electronic, like Axel, like Shiro. We're not gonna see some other players that actually, let's say, way above, let's say, Searson performances and so on and so on and so on. So, for this reason, I will be using the top 30 rating, which all obviously includes the major appearances. And first, let's just drag the players that are in this rating, and then we're gonna try and sort them out. So obviously we're gonna go with the simple. Where is it? Okay, Nico, Monacy most likely gonna be there as well. Yekinda, Brokey. Are we gonna get drops most likely? Actually, Blame F. Australis, why Australis? Blameth, Axel, Nico, Centaurus? Centaurus? Okay. Hero and Centaurus. Then we're gonna get someone like Mono6 Ratos Town. I got Monos already. Rato. Mm, the only one. Good. Down. I'm missing now. Okay. Nico. Rocky Frozen. Frozen Yekinda. I believe Sunfire is gonna be there as well, so. Okay. Frozen. Props and twists. Base twists. Yuri and Hunter. 5. 15, 20. Enough. Hunter? Am I missing? Roach. Green? Yuri and apparently Roach as well. But um now out of these players, let's try and narrow it a bit down because let's say Xentaris played that at the major, and well, that was like the only bright side for him. So it's quite questionable that Xentaris and Roach they both gonna end up in the top 20 because Centaurus played at the major, but the rest of the rating is against top 2, top 3 uh, scene, right? Not against the tier 1 scene. So, because of that, and now we can narrow our rating down to top 20. And obviously, we're going to see that Centaurus is not even somewhere near. And that's for last 12 months, which I believe is kind of fair. And from this point, we can see that probably Spinks gonna make it. If we're gonna uh, pick between Spinks and Roach, then it's quite interesting because Roach he was playing in both majors, and he made playoffs in one of them, and the Legend Stage in second one. When Spinks, I don't think that Spinks made the playoffs at Antwerp, and obviously Vitality didn't make it in actually open achievements. Pro League achievements. Antwerp. Oh, third, fourth. Okay, and then they didn't do anything over there. So if we actually think about who's gonna be higher rated and who has more influence, then most likely it's gonna be Spinks and not. Despite that, Spinks had a quite weak couple of months, and now they actually won the trophy. So Spinks might be making it. In terms of Xantares, let's have a look. Are there any players that I didn't put through? Let's say Searson. Is Searson a better player than Xantares? Rating wise, probably not. But if we're being honest, then Searson has a better chance of hitting top 20 than him. But if we just focus on the numbers, then obviously it's gonna be the other way around. But we care about the trophies, not only the ratings. So I understand that most likely my rating gonna be off, and some of these players probably not even gonna make it. Perhaps Naf or Yuri. Actually, Yuri, I don't know. But okay, let's try to figure out our top five. Who we gonna be counting as a top five? So by the end of the year, Shiro is definitely on a top five contestant, right? Blamef with his 1v9 games every single time is obviously a performer. Okay, so this way, and probably like this. All right, this is our top five. We can make an argument that Nico, Monacy, right? But it's kind of questionable. At the same time, we have Brokey that actually won the major and is more influential, more probably stable than Nico right now. Yes, Nico is playing kind of carry, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have four opus in a top five, which is okay. Majority of you probably gonna say that yeah, this is accurate top five, but we're gonna jump in this later. Now we have to figure out the from fifth to 10th, who is actually like the top 10 material, right? Um, Twists or Robs? Probably Twists had more influence. Exile, um, first half of the season, definitely top 10, even probably top 5, maybe alongside Shiro, but then obviously he kind of fell off, and probably Nico is in the front of him. Also, Monacy is in the front of him. Yekinda and Twist. That's kind of questionable, but Twist has a major, and Twist is really important for FaZe, and he's playing like really solid right now. Um, so yeah, Exile or Yekinda or Kesarata. um, That's a tough question. But Monacy, he if we only look at the rating, then he probably should be somewhere like top six, top seven, right? But if we actually look mm, at the overall impact, then Nico is still ahead of him. Twists is still ahead of him. Exile, last 3 months, no, but before that, definitely was ahead of him. And we're obviously going to look for the whole season. And during the whole season, yes, Monacy had some glimpses, but Monacy top 10, probably yes. And K Serrata with Fury, it's quite weird. They haven't really won anything, but in general, he, he has a really big impact on a team, and because of that, I believe it's him that's gonna end on top. Mm, just slightly ahead of Monacy probably. Now, top 15. Yekenda is definitely top 15 player. Yuri, maybe. Stown, probably. Frozen, I don't know. I have the feeling that Frozen, by the rating, he's definitely top 15 player. But by the impact on a team, yes. By the result, yes, they had a good run on the Rio Major. But that's it. Like, Searson, if we look at the rating, definitely ahead of him. Sanpias, mm, Sanpias was more stable than Searson during the whole whole thing. Yuri or Robs, a weird one because Yuri was quiet for some time, and Yuri probably even gonna lose to Searson, and this is probably like the other 5. If we actually have a look, then probably Robs is gonna be like top 15, and yeah, this, and now this is the last 5. So, who is gonna take the 20th spot, Naf or Spinks? If we look at this stat, Naf or Spinks, Naf or Spinks. Actually, we can now narrow it to top 10 probably, and see that do we have Spinks here? Yes, we have Spinks here. Do we have Naf here? And no, we don't. Don't see Naf. So we'll have to look at the stats again over here. Naf, 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 OC. I can see OC. I can't see Naf. Oh, here we go. Naf. Naf and Spinks. They're quite close to each other, but Spinks has 4K rounds played, while Naf has 2.8K, and Spinks has a better rating in overalls. So even like KD wise, so I will have to go with the Spinks over Naf. So Naf is gonna be my 20th probably. Then gonna compare Spinks to Hunter. Can I see Hunter? Yes, I can. 3,000 and 4,000 rounds. The rating is KD's identical, but 3.1k and 4k over here. So I believe I'll have to move him a little forward. So Hunt is going to be like 19th. Then Spinks and Frozen. Spinks, and where is Frozen? Can I see Frozen here? And for the okay, here we go. 3.1k and 4k and 111, and Frozen is 120. Okay, so this is already a kind of decent gap in between these two. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a look at Frozen against Yuri. So there's Frozen, and where's Yuri? Where is Yuri? Can I see Yuri here? I can, because for some reason they don't show him. Okay, let's see top 30. And in top 30, here there's Yuri, 3k, 112, and where is Frozen? 119. So Frozen is definitely a winner in this line. And let me see Frozen compared to Robs. Um, so Robs 4k rounds, 121 KD, and Frozen 3.5. Well, obviously Robs is ahead of him here, right? So now let me just quickly check Spinks and Yuri. Spinks, 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 Spinks. There's Yuri. There is Yuri. And where is Spinks? Where is Spinks? Yeah, there's Spinks. Yuri, 3k. Obviously, Spinks is slightly ahead of him. So here we go. Yuri 18th. Now Yuri and Hunter. Yuri and Hunter. So there's Hunter and there's Yuri. So Hunter has 300 extra maps, and just by 1 point, it's not identical, but 300 maps, 300 rounds extra. So Hunter probably gonna be slightly ahead of Yuri, and Yuri and Naf, that's already kind of irrelevant because like Naf is way down there. So there's no real point to even find him. Actually, here he is. 114, 115, and Yuri. Yeah, so again, like, but 300 maps, 300, not maps, 300 rounds. Actually, Naf is slightly ahead of Yuri, and this means that probably Yuri gonna be our top 20 player, the one that we're gonna start with. Yuri, Nav, Hunter, Spinks, Frozen. Yes. Now, the second line. Let's start with the ROPS. So, ROPS. Here we go again. And the player I'm gonna compare him with is actually, let me compare ROPS and Twists head to head. So there's ROPS and there is Twists, almost identical, and ROPS has a slightly better rating, 121, and this means they might be like right next to each other. Let me just do it this way. Um, okay, let's try it this way. So probably they're gonna be close to each other. So I'm just gonna compare them a little bit later. So probably this is the way he actually gonna play out. So if we look at simply the rating, then Yekenda probably gonna be like top 15 player somewhere, and Stone gonna be like top 12, and yeah, let's find Yekenda first, and here he is, 1.14. Okay, then Sanpayas is right next to him with the 500 rounds less, but with the way better KD. And he was playing for Movistar at the start of the year. So let's be honest, Sampaio is probably going to be ahead of Yekin there. Then Sampaio and Searson. Sampaio, and where is Searson? Here, there's Searson. 3K 117. Well, Sampaio is slightly ahead of him. Now Sampaio and Stone. Stone, here we go. 3K 117 against 113 of Sampaio, and Sampaio is Hope Abuser. So in this category, Stone's gonna stay where he is. And yeah, Yekenda 15th. Sounds just about right. Like impact wise, yes, but we have 3 carries and like face players probably still gonna be higher than him. But Yekenda top 20 player for sure. Then we have a twist against Stone. Here we go. There's a twist. There's a Stone. And where's twist? Here we go. And Stone is slightly ahead of him, despite that twist played extra, well, almost 900 rounds. And rating wise, it's 0.05. So that's quite a huge rating gap. But if we look at the overall, then it's not as a big 0.02 if we actually look at KD, but 2.0 rating isn't really always great for us. So this is questionable. So probably Twists number 12 and Stone number 11. Then this looks just about right. Now we have to compare Robs and Stone. So Stone is still here, and Robs 121 on Rob's side. So Rob's is definitely ahead of him over here. So okay. So we're done with our top 11 to top 20. So that's how it looks for me. I still can like check out the Frozen and Yekinda, but like they're right next to each other. And in terms of stats, obviously Yekinda is even worse. So I can swap them. So, and then Yekinda and Spinks quickly. Yekinda and where's Spinks? Spinks, here we go. Yekinda and Spinks. But again, Spinks has way more maps played, and at the end of the day, this is going to be very close. But I definitely believe that Yekenda is slightly better than Spinks. But number-wise, Spinks is ahead. But in terms of actual game, then Yekenda is ahead of him. So uh, it depends on what logic HLTV going to actually use. Like if they're going to be using pure numbers, then obviously it's going to be this way, right? But if they're going to be like looking at the impact overall, then it's going to be definitely like this. And unfortunately, we are forced to believe that they're going to look at the numbers, and number wise, Yekenda is going to be uh, top 17. So nothing you can do, and Sping's going to be 16th probably. Mm. Okay, now let's move on and try to figure out our 5th and 10th position. So, ROPS. Actually, let's start with Excel. 1.2 to power rating, and ROPS is 1.13. So, this is weird, but 40 extra maps for ROPS. Mm, but still, like Exile's probably still gonna be ahead of him. Now Serato over Serato over Exile. They are very close. 121 and 119 KD, 3K maps over here, and so their stats are really close. But Serato, I wanna look. I do like Cloud9, but in my book, the way Axel was playing the rest of the season is kind of meh, and I kind of have to even kind of adjust to it and to say that Axel probably should be 10th, not 9th, but props 113, but like extra 1K rounds played, and well, I have to do it this way, and obviously Robs is a major winner, so I know like most likely are gonna be wrong, and they're gonna be this other way around, only because of the rating. But that's the beauty of this thing, right? I don't give a cookie, and that's my rating. So, what you are you? So Xerato against Robs comparison. So obviously there's a Robs and there's a Kiserato. So the rating isn't that different, but again, like 121 KD, probably we can even make an argument that Robs is like number 8 player and Kiserato is number 9. So is that fair? I don't know, but is that my rating? How I see it? Probably yes. Now Robs and Monacy. Well, obviously Monacy is miles ahead almost of everyone. Uh, and Robs still 113, one op abusing. Like the thing that really drives me forward is that Robs has over 4K rounds played, right? When Monacy has 3K rounds played. But if we look at the distance, then Monacy is improving like a lot, and his rating is only probably gonna grow. So this season probably is gonna be this way. Rob's number 7, Monacy number 8. But in general, even if we look at the Xerato against Monacy, Monacy is like he's right there. Monacy is ahead of him. So that looks just about right. And now Nico Kovac, um, 1.2 rating, which is okay for him. But if we actually think about the way that team was performing, then Nico was kind of doing well, then not doing well, then doing well again, and just like till the moment when uh, Giga Chat stopped feeding, they couldn't really win anything. Now, with the Giga Chat actually being a Giga Chat and not the Gigabot, well, they actually won a trophy. I'm very glad for them. But in general, like Nico is probably sixth place right now. Now Nico and Broky, if we have a look at them, Nico and where's Broky? Broky's right here. So Broky's rating is 124 KD. So again, um, extra 1,000 rounds, and well, the rating is kind of similar, but in general, if we're gonna look at the numbers, then Nico is ahead. But if we're gonna look at overall impact, then Broky is ahead of him. And extra 1k rounds where, well, you can either even inflate your rating even higher, or just you can screw it up. Well, it kind of gives me a slight advantage of Broky, right? On the distance, he's still performing the same, right? 1,000 round, it's a freaking huge difference. And now Broky against Shiro, which is not even an argument. Like, okay, 127. Shiro is obviously ahead of him. Uh, actually, that's the best part. Now I don't really need to look at the ratings because we can agree that Blamef probably gonna be number 5, despite that he is huge and his ratings and everything is huge. But we have to acknowledge that Blamef farmed a lot of tier 2 events, playing against some Copenhagen Flames and so on and so on and so on. But it's still more than enough for him to actually be in this line of top 5 player. Yes, you can make a kind of argument that Xantares also deserves it to be in top 20, but again, uh, whose position is he gonna take? Mm, is he gonna take Yuri's position? I don't think so. Yuri is playing like consistently tier 1.5 events, like both majors and everything. And Xantares played at one major and didn't qualify for the second one, if I'm correct. Uh, what was that? Achievements. Majors played. There's previous ones. And matches. Well, even with these results, right? What can you expect of him playing against some chosen few? Okay, Turkey event, and what's his rating? 172. So we're really gonna count these type of events? Not really. Mm, and Eternal Fire, they failed to qualify. So one major can't really make an argument for top 20. Like, we all know that yes, he's a top 20 player technically, but if we're gonna choose between any of these 5, who are you gonna replace him with? Yuri, questionable. Nav, questionable. Hunter, questionable. Yekenda, hell no. Spinks, no. Stone, definitely no. Like, these players are playing tier 1 Counter Strike, right? And Xantares is farming stats against the tier 3 players. So in my book, Xantares, if he wasn't playing for Eternal Fire and he was playing for someone like, let's say, let's not gonna call names, but there is there is a particular team that might use him because um, there are actually two teams that might be interested in him, right? Because in OG there's a questionable player. I'm not gonna say which, and in ENS there's a questionable player as well. Not even one. There are a couple, right? So if he was playing for any of these two teams, and let's be honest, especially in ENS, he would be hell of a good, especially with the snappy leadership. In my opinion, like replace Valde, and you have a crazy lineup. Replace Maiden, which is doing a lot of supportive work. You have a hell of a lineup. OG, you have Dexter going crazy. You have Neofrag doing a lot of work, Flames developing, but like Flames and Centaurus, they will be clashing. And like it's a it's a question. If you want to keep Flames, great. Fiku is also a question. Like you can replace Fiku and let Flames lurk or whatever, and get Centaurus. So these two teams could actually use Centaurus, and he would be a great adjustment. Now, let's go back to the prediction. So, in my book, top five is set, right? We can actually argue Brokey on Eco, and at the end of the day, probably Brokey. Mm. Rating wise, Blame F is over Brokey, but stats don't always display everything, right? Now, mm, the best part of this rating. I'm gonna check top 20 now, which obviously removes Shiro from top one contender, which means that best case scenario he's gonna be third. The worst case scenario he's gonna be fourth. But if we actually compare the stats and the impact, then Shiro is a third in my book, and Brokey is number four. Um, is the question of should Blamef be moved to top three or whatever? Uh, as I already mentioned, Blamef was farming a lot of stats against newbie teams, but even against top 20, his stats are massive. And players like Nico and Stone, even Brokey, is slightly far away from him. But again, extra 1,000 rounds and still like 113 2.0 rating, probably gonna get him there. And Brokey top four, Blamef top five in my book. Nico obviously can be there as well. And there is a question of Nico over Brokey, mm, which means that potentially we can get Nico in top five and Blamef being sixth, if that's purely by numbers. But we can actually have a look at top 10, where Blamef and Nico are right close to each other. And here is Yekinda as well, like really close to them. Brokey's still here, Robs is still here, like everyone is here. And then we can actually look at top 5, which means that Zaivu is slightly here, slightly over. So Brokey against Nico. Probably Nico is still here. Probably Brokey is still slightly ahead only because they won, right? And Monacy, thanks to his recent ratings, he's gained there as well. And the best question is who is number one? And in my book, if we compare like the best teams head to head, then Zaivu is number one. That's what I think. And at the end of the day, this is my rating, and Am I completely happy with it? Obviously, I'm trying to grief and get Brokey as hard as far as I can. But if I actually look at the reality, then it might even be this way, right? Nico can be probably number four again. Blamef can be fifth. Brokey six, seven. Robs, then Monosig, Serato, Exile. Uh, the question about Exile in top 10 is a weird one, but I have to admit that despite that last couple of months were not the best for him, still he's doing really well, and that's my rating, and I'll drop the link down there, down the description, and hopefully you can do yours, and you can actually see the logic that I'm using and try do yourself. But just add some extra criterias that might even help you out a little bit. So thank you very much, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll see you next season.